Facets of coffee, Colombia versus Brazil. 1,400 million cups of coffee are consumed daily, being a hospitable drink and a primary need for many people in the world. Therefore, coffee in Colombia and Brazil is a different element because of the various types in each country. Keeping the above in mind, we will explain more about coffee. Coffee arrived in Latin America thanks to the Dutch, who introduced it in the 18th century to Colombia and Brazil, where a different history was formed in both countries. Now, Colombian coffee has nearly 300 years of history, and in 1935, thanks to the farm's first sax producer in Cúcuta were exported, making coffee the main export product of Colombia. Brazilian coffee also has close to 300 years of history. It is the first thing that in 1776, coffee production began to expand initially in Rio de Janeiro. To summarize, while Colombia is a country that has gradually grown in the coffee production, who improves in terms of quality, Brazil is one of the countries that has had the highest coffee production in years.
In the second part of the essay, we select agricultural techniques and technology. And the main idea of this part is that Colombia and Brazil have developed and implemented different techniques in their coffee production. The interests of both nations are relatively different and propose different objectives. For example, Brazil seeks quality while Colombia seeks sustainability. In Brazil, they use advanced computer techniques called coffee clusters are used to improve the quality of the coffee, and they use computer vision and artificial intelligence. In the other hand, Colombia used several sustainable techniques with the aim of obtaining an ecological benefit, where the impact of coffee production is reduced and the quality is guaranteed. For example, in Colombia, they use a method that is to extract the coffee without use water.
Another topic that we include is the environmental problem related with coffee production. Colombia and Brazil has a significant and similar environmental impact, and each country took measures in this regard, yielding different results. In the case of Brazil, has experienced extensive deforestation of tropical forests in the Amazon region to make way for the expansion of coffee production. Nevertheless, there have been some eco-friendly practices that have helped reduce environmental impact. Meanwhile, in Brazil, the Associação Brasileira da Indústria do Café has launched the Café Sustentável program, which aims to promote sustainable coffee production throughout the country.
Coffee is one of the most consumed beverages in the world. In fact, Brazil and Colombia share the habit of a high consumption of this drink, but preferences can vary significantly from one territory to another. Per capita consumption of coffee in Colombia is 2.8 kilograms per year, while that Brazil amounts to between 4.76 and 510 kilograms per year. In Colombia, the most common preparations are coffee with milk and tinto. On the contrary, in Brazil, a cafecine is taken, which is a drink without milk. Within the framework of international trade and specifically in the coffee market, in Colombia, a wide range of coffee varieties is observed in export: green coffee, roast coffee beans, and ground coffee. While in Brazil, the most shipped coffee has been Arabica along with Robusta coffee. While the majority of Colombian coffee exportation goes to United States, Canada, and Argentina, the bags from Brazil are consumed inside of the country, and the other part goes to Vietnam, Colombia, India, Indonesia, and others. Brazil for 2015 exported 20,200 bags of coffee to Vietnam, while Colombia for that year exported 5,298 bags to the United States. Summarizing, these statistics reflect that Brazil has a larger market and Colombia offers more varieties of coffee. In conclusion, the versatility of coffee, that means coffee is different in Colombia as in Brazil, as evidenced by consumer demands, remarkably changed consumer preference. In terms of production, Brazil produces more coffee than Colombia, and each country exports go to different markets, which shows that coffee from Brazil and Colombia is different in the process and its consumers.